The radio stations of Door County DailyNews.com kicking off another Money Management Monday with Gabe Pustaver in studio for Money Management Counselors, powered by Fisk CCCS. Good morning.
Happy Spring Monday.
Yes, indeed, it's here. Well, we've got a great topic of conversation, actually brought to you, I believe, during Women's Night Out. People wanted to know some starting off small business questions.
A couple of people brought that up, yeah.
Well, some of the major questions to start. Small business, to do or not to do, to take that leap or not to take that leap. What are some of the factors you look at?
Well, one of the things I really admire about my friends and clients who have their own businesses, small, medium, or otherwise, I really have to admire their courage. And, you know, that's one of the great things about people and businesses is that if you have a plan and you have a good idea and you do the research and you prepare for it financially, things can really work out well for people. It's a happy thing about this community especially.
People have a lot of passions, and there are a lot of reasons to open small businesses.
Yep.
3rd Avenue, Jefferson Street,
Sure.
Boyd Harbor Road, they're all looking for small
Sure.
businesses to come in right about now.
Yep.
So that business plan, in the infant stages, people are in the same spot. Maybe we're talking right now. Do I do this? Do I not do this? Is a business plan worth it, in your opinion?
Well, you know, I think we're talking about everything from deciding to sell something like Mary Kay or Avon or Arbonne or one of those other things to, and that's where you have to buy product and then sell it and then you get things back. You know, you still have to have some money set aside. So it depends on how big you're looking at going. I know I've worked with clients over the years that started something small because they were really good at, say, landscaping or something else. Mm-hmm. And so they just did it themselves and they kind of billed people and then they got bigger and then they hired other people and it's sort of morphed organically into something a little bit larger, and it can get overwhelming fairly quickly if you're not prepared for some of those changes.
We're going to talk more about the capital needed to get a new business and a whole bunch of other small business questions coming up on a Money Management Monday on the radio stations of Door County DailyNews.com. The radio stations of Door County DailyNews.com back on a Money Management Monday with Gabe Pustaver in studio, Money Management Counselors powered by Fisk CCCS. Planning a small business. Again, do I take that leap or do I not? How much money do I need in the bank before I make a big decision like that, Gabe?
Well, and you know, I'm no expert about small businesses, obviously, but I do want to talk about the financial side of it because I do see people who are very prepared to start a business and they know just how it's going to work. And they separate the checkbooks out right away so that they're always sure.
Is that important?
I think it can be. I'm sure there's people out there who combine it and they do that well. But I think for most people, it's better to have it separated so you always know whether you're putting your own money. Say if you have another job or your spouse has another job. So you always are clear about whether the money from your jobs are going to the business or not. And of course that's going to have to happen. And of course people use credit cards sometimes to start up a business and then take that leap, and it can work. I'm just saying make those decisions very carefully and talk to somebody about it. Get some kind of business plan, whether that's at your bank or the Door County Economic Development Corporation might be able to help you with some of those startup ideas.
Are you one of the people they can talk to start?
People usually come to see me when they're thinking about the financial piece of it. So I usually end up referring them to other experts about small businesses, but I can at least help them separate out what's the personal expenses and what are the business expenses.
We're just getting started here on a Small Business Money Management Monday on the radio stations of Door County DailyNews.com. The radio stations of Door County DailyNews.com continuing our series of Money Management Mondays with Gabe Pustaver from Money Management Counselors powered by Fisk CCCS. So how people manage the money in and money out. That's always a big topic of conversation. You discussed it a little bit in that last topic. To have separate checking accounts or to not. I'm kind of getting an undercurrent that you think they should be separate. You're not going to tell people not or to, but it's maybe a good idea.
I think especially in the beginning, so you really know whether, and it depends on the kind of business, obviously, but that's when you really know whether the business is taking care of itself or not. And it doesn't always the first few years. I'm sure there's lots of people out there, if they're listening, that are thinking, oh boy, the first few years we were on the ropes all the time and then finally took off. So I understand that, but while that's going on, you need to know how much of your income from other jobs it's taking to start the business up and keep deciding whether it's worth it or not. I mean, it's really just a matter of being present and conscious about what you're doing and not letting it get buried somewhere. You know, I work with people and we look at all the big monthly expense worksheet and they can tell me the business pays for this, the business pays for that, and that's all we got to do is just separate out what's covered by the business and what isn't. And then whether they have enough income to cover the things that aren't covered by the business. So, you know, there's lots of different ways of looking at it, but it's really important to have that plan and to seek out help from other business owners and people who know.
Small Business Planning Monday. We'll wrap up with the other frequently asked questions by those wondering if they should take that leap or not. We wrap up with a Money Management Monday next on the radio stations of Door County Daily News.com. The radio stations of Door County Daily News.com wrapping up a Money Management Monday with Gabe Pustaver in studio, Money Management Counselors powered by Fisk CCCS. What are the other questions that come up most commonly when people ask about starting a small business?
Well, people have a lot of passion and they have some skills and they want to make it work for them. They a lot of times just want to go through the numbers and make sure that, say, they can only live on one income while the other person really focuses on the business, for example. It's similar to when people are thinking about having a child and they come in and they talk about, can one of us stop working for a while? Can we afford to do this? It's kind of the same thing. It's hatching a business. It's hatching something really important. So the important thing, especially if you have a spouse or a significant other, is to really talk together about who's going to support what and for how long and how you're going to do this together so it doesn't create disharmony in relationships.
If a potential small business owner wants to go through some of the financial questions with you, what's the easiest place to get a hold of you, Money Management Counselors powered by Fisk?
Yep, it's to call us at 920-743-1862. We're usually open Mondays through Thursdays. My office hours vary because I try and work a little bit into the evening to see people after work, but my administrative assistant, Melissa, is usually there from 8 until noon, Monday through Thursday.
Excellent. And Facebook, website, you've got both?
We've got moneymanagementcounselors.com. We have MoneyDoorQ for Facebook, and we have Twitter.
Awesome.
It's all on the website.
All right. So great to have you in studio today, and thank you for talking to small business owners.
Thanks for having me.
Gabe Pustaver in studio. Money Management Mondays on the radio stations of Door County Daily News.com.